Rolling.
Episode of the fucking podcast. This is us, T. This is us. Okay, here we go. Rolling.
Oh,
everything.
God.
Okay.
Jesus.
Tell us everything, kid. Everything.
God. Everything? Okay. I'll talk. In the 3rd grade, I cheated on my history exam. In the 4th grade, I stole my Uncle Max's toupee and I glued it on my face when I was Moses in my Hebrew school play. In 5th grade, I knocked my sister Edie down the stairs and I blamed it on the dog. When my mom sent me to summer camp for fat kids and then they served me lunch, I got nuts and I bigged out and they kicked me out. But the worst thing I've ever done, I mixed up all this fake puke at home, and then I went to this movie theater, and hid the puke in my jacket, and climbed up on the balcony, and then I made a noise like this. And then I jumped it over the side all over the people in the audience, and then this was horrible. All the people started getting sick and throwing up all over each other, and I never felt so bad in my entire life.
I'm beginning to like this kid, Ma. Gold. Gold, T. That is gold. Fucking get the elves on that.
I went and visited a lot of the Goonies spots on my road trip. That is fan-fucking-tastic. I love how he starts crying at the end of his confession. They're going to put his hand in the blender, and he goes off on this confession about making everybody puke at the theater.
Okay, I'll talk. Tell us everything. Tell us everything. Okay, I'll talk. It doesn't work.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. You could not have picked a better quote to start this episode. You're right. This is straight fire.
They're going to hate this episode. But you know what? Nobody's talking about puke. Nobody's talking about puke.
Well, that's because nobody else wants to talk about it. They're too scared, but not on the Catch the Sky podcast. We're going to hit on everything that makes everybody uncomfortable. And we're going to have fun with it.
Everybody pukes. Everybody pukes.
That's right. That's right. We should make a book. Write that down. Trademark.
Write that down. That's a good idea. Put that in our good idea. Put that in our good idea folder.
Right? Yeah. The folder I have with all the good ideas that I come up with on a daily basis.
I write this shit down, honestly, and I don't go back through it. I don't want it's a crazy person's notes.
Right? Oh my God. Again? Everybody pukes. Everybody pukes.
Good evening, everybody. Listeners all over the world.
From the Philippines to
I haven't checked
recently.
The
good old top hat of America, Canada,
Romania, Chofach, Romania,
South Africa. Are we in Antarctica yet? Do they have? I mean, would that be recorded?
Do they have Wi-Fi in Antarctica?
Yeah, they have to have Wi-Fi. I just don't know if anybody gives a shit.
Like if you're in Antarctica, what is the password for the Wi-Fi?
Big boobs with a Z.
Is that an Office? Did we do a 9 series on The Office? We need to do like another 9, like maybe redo it again and compete with Angela and.
Well, yeah, it seems like people don't think that we did 9 episodes on The Office or anything like that.
Pam threw up. Did we talk about Pam throwing up?
I believe so. Yeah, yes. I think.
So this is a callback. T and I, we vomit regularly.
No, not regularly. No. But regular for maybe a human being, sure. But the way you put it makes it sound like it happens weekly.
Like we're in cheerleading camp. I don't.
Oh my God. No. People it's a bodily process that everybody goes through, but I think everybody's got a good puke story. Or several.
Everybody's got a good puke story. Nick freaking he just left it all in the sink in Laughlin and just took off, and Mater was just left holding the bill of goods like a vomit sink.
Oh my God. In preparation for this episode, I shared some stories with you, but there is a golden one that I did not share with you.
This is a sneak.
So if you thought some of the shit that I shared prior to this episode was good, just wait till you get the one at the end. Oh my God!
You're saving it? You're not gonna just give it to us now?
Nope.
Give the fans what they want.
Oh, they'll get what they want.
Everybody's got a puke story.
Everybody's got a puke story. So why do people puke? Why do people puke in the first place?
I think because we're hungover.
Well, that's not the only reason.
We're going to be hungover,
right? So that would be as a result of some sort of toxin being introduced to our body, correct?
I mean, for the most part, food poisoning.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's food poisoning. There's alcohol poisoning.
I think there's very serious things that I've read on the internet, but I don't know how to pronounce many of these Latin words. It's like, okay, if I take my choice, vomiting or diarrhea, I feel like I have more control over vomiting than I do diarrhea.
Oh man. I don't know.
And I hate to be like with vomiting, I can just put it anywhere I want. Whereas with diarrhea, I have to go sit somewhere. And it's very purposeful. Whereas with vomit, I can just kind of put it in the corner, put it in a bag.
Read some horrible stories on the internet.
Very flexible.
I read some horrible stories on the internet that spit in the face of everything that you just said.
Go ahead. Spit. Put it right in my face.
Oh, man. There was a guy that was struggling with food poisoning and went ahead and puked into the toilet. Okay. And while he was doing that, proceeded to diarrhea all over the sink counter next to the toilet. Yeah. And then so he tried to turn around to sit down and shit in the toilet like you just mentioned. And then when he saw that he had shit all over the place, he proceeded to puke all over the walls. So he shit all over the counter, and then when he sat down, proceeded to puke because he had nowhere to fucking puke now. So this is why I told you previously that I have had situations where I have diarrhea and I am sitting right next to the shower, and there's just no better choice but to just lean over into the tub and just let it rip. Just puke into the tub while I'm shitting. It's phenomenal. It's you get the hot shower rolling, and then it's like a sauna, and you're just shitting all over the place, puking. It's clearly just clogging the drain, flooding. There's chunks all over the place. It's horrible.
Chunks. Oh my God. What a word. That is the worst word. Chunks. And Chunk, who I was quoting earlier, to give shout out to Chunk.
That's
of
right.
The Goonies. He led our introduction. Said that was my first puke laughter experience. Like, puke is funny. But people get grossed out. Like, oh my God, don't talk about it.
Right. Yes.
Oh, I did the voice.
But it's hilarious.
I did the voice.
Exactly. It's fucking hilarious.
Oh,
so
my goodness.
Do we just get into our favorite puke stories now?
we're well in.
It's
Deep. We're
so
going deep.
yeah.
Puke
So
stories tonight, people.
I'll go
Cover
ahead.
yours if you don't like it, but if
Right.
not, prepare to laugh.
That's right.
'Cause
I'll
it's
start.
funny.
I'll start right where I left off. My 21st birthday ended with me puking in the shower because I had drank so much over the course of the evening that at one point we got to a bar and I'm using the urinal and
Okay.
I lean over to the other urinal to try to puke in it. And initially I puke in it, but then I kind of get blasted backwards by my own vomit. And it just goes shooting up the walls. And I just turn around and leave the bathroom as if nothing had happened. It was terrible. Then we proceed to another bar, which I was a regular at. And I did pretty well there.
No small business of the week here.
right. I don't.
I don't want to tell anybody where I puked.
Right. Yeah. I'm
Mostly
too
famous
ashamed.
Sam's.
I'd like to be able to
honestly.
show
Mostly
my
famous Sam's.
I'd like to be able to show my face again. So after this place, we go outside and I hung over into this trash can right about at my waist. So the top half of my body is just hanging into this trash can and I just puked all over the bottom of it. So that's the second episode of that night. And then finally my friends get me home, get me out of my car. Like he opens the car door and I fall out like a dead body. So things, I guess you could consider it a successful 21st, but I get upstairs and I'm in the shower just trying to take a hot shower nap and it all hit me and I started just puking in the hot shower and it was horrible and it started clogging the drain and everything and there was just nowhere for me to go. Oh. It's like I couldn't get out of the shower and puke into the toilet. Could you imagine what a horrible experience that would be to be puking while soaking wet and dripping like all over the linoleum and everything like that while the shower? Oh my God, no. Because I ended up passing out on the floor. So I didn't want to pass out in a puddle of water.
Or puke.
Right?
Just the word itself, puke.
Yeah.
It conjures up stories like you just shared.
Well, that's why we created a code word for it. Stage AE.
Ooh.
So
wait, what was that? Stage what?
Stage AE, as an American eagle.
American eagle. Why where? What's the origin behind this?
In Pittsburgh, Stage AE is an indoor-outdoor music venue, and their bathrooms are usually open to the public during tailgating events, and they are nicer than the porta potties. The reason this is relevant is because
do it.
as I'm looking for
Go.
tickets
Go.
for the Pitt Penn State game, first in like 20 years between those two schools, I had to puke. I had to puke in the worst way. So before going and taking care of any of that business, I went over to Stage AE, used their restrooms, and puked up what looked like used motor oil all over the place. Just all over the place. And then walked out refreshed. What do they call that? Boot and rally?
Rally. Yes.
So that's what I did. I was a fucking champ. And to this day, anytime that somebody is struck with that feeling of nausea during a tailgate or any other drinking event, we just look at each other and we say Stage AE. And that person just goes off, does their thing, and you don't say anything more about it.
I feel like that should be a Wi-Fi password.
We can make that happen.
that another T-shirt idea.
There you go.
Boom.
How about you? What are some of your stories?
I think the risk is doing it in public and not getting caught, because I feel like that it's almost a crime. It's not quite urination where you're going to become a sex offender, right? But you're definitely going to be looked at suspiciously. because things fell out of your body and people think you're suspect. And so you have to do it discreetly. I was in Greece in the island of Mykonos with a bunch of ragtag kids from the East Valley of Arizona who randomly were there. I think they were military at some point, and so they got some gumption and traveled. Coupled with Zimbabwe's finest overlords that they produced that were radical activists. I think there's a picture out there somewhere of a cucumber in a very inappropriate way. But the bottom line is we wanted to take shots of ouzo. And ouzo is that it tastes like black licorice.
Ew.
And if it's not chilled,
Ew.
it's not sweet enough for the average American. I imagine if it was some Goldschlagers or some Fireball. Fuck you, Fireball. Goldschlagers for life, son. But the ouzo was warm, and I had to go behind a dumpster and put it to the side. And then you have to recover, right? So you have to pretend like nothing happened. You have to do it in a way that you're keeping it away from yourself. So you hope to not get it all over the seat or all over the sink or all over the bathtub in your situation. But for me, I'm behind a dumpster. And I just want to make sure I get back and nobody knows that I threw up. Because once everybody knows you've thrown up, you're busted.
I did this
That's a horrible
recently.
thing. You
Yeah.
don't want to get busted. You do it discreetly. You pop some gum in your mouth. And you think everything is okay.
That's right. So I did the same thing just a couple of months ago. We shotgun beers or something like that. And I don't know if it was that or we did a shot or something. Either way, whatever it was, just overwhelmed me real quick. I stepped out into the bathroom to just pee, quote unquote, and just let it rip. Just let it rip all over the place. Walked back. I was in and out in under 2 minutes, safe. It was great. Nobody knew a damn thing about it. But there was another instance. And this is the one. This is the one I was hinting at earlier.
All right.
I got invited to a wine party by one of my old bosses. And he makes his own wine. So everybody there just gets super hammered. It turns into a big shit show. Well, this was my first time there as a guest, not a current employee. So I wanted to make a good impression with everybody since I didn't work with him anymore. And everybody's having a good time, having fun. I had my ponytail at this point. And at some point in the night, I went into the bathroom and I puked all over the fucking place, safe. Like all over the toilet, all over the area around it. The only problem, the only problem with this whole situation, I can't remember if it was at their house or if it was at the gas station that I stopped at on my way home. I just remember puking and just making a huge mess in whatever bathroom I was in. But my mind was not in such a great state that it can remember which bathroom it was. I'm willing to guess that it was theirs, considering I never got invited back. And so my last final impression with those people was absolutely caking their bathroom in vomit and then silently leaving without saying goodbye. And that's it. So whoever walked in there next had to just report the bad news to them.
Have you ever? I feel bad for people who have to clean this up. Like there are.
Well, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I just crushed these poor people who had me in their home as a guest. I just absolutely destroyed their bathroom and then left. I didn't say a damn thing about it.
I mean, people need to do courtesy checks and handle that portion. And now as an adult, okay, now I wipe up. Like I try to leave it better than when I found it. That is the goal. And I'll tell that to the next person coming in. I'll be like, hey, I left it better than when I found it.
What if I said that when I walked out after that? I was like, hey, you should just see how I found it.
Because I don't want to be blamed for someone else's mess.
Oh,
There's that
Jesus.
look of guilt and contempt.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck that.
Oh, my God.
That.
Oh, my God. Have you ever eaten to the point that you puked?
I feel like sugar has drawn me down a wayward road.
Oh, no. I'm literally talking about
Maybe
just
McDonald's at an early age. Like
too much
but mostly
food in your
mostly
stomach.
my puking. No. Mostly, yeah, probably, but it's not coming to mind. Honestly, most of my puking induced is through drugs and alcohol.
I ate endless apps one time at TGI Fridays. Shout out.
The small business of the week.
and proceeded to go home after eating like 60 something mozzarella sticks in addition to boneless wings and other things. And just felt like I was going to explode, Saif. Just felt like I was going to absolutely explode. So again, went into the shower, tried to shower nap it off, tried to use the heat to my advantage, and it didn't work. Just conjured up some demons. There was so much cheese in the drain. So much cheese.
Curds. Curds is another word.
Oh my God. It was literally like I could have taken several handfuls of cheese out of the drain from my shower. It was absolutely horrendous.
My dog throws up occasionally and just eats it right up, honestly.
Frank's
It is the
all right
5-second rule. Like, why are we so obsessed with it? It's stuff that comes out of your own fucking body. Like, your body produced it. My dog eats it right up.
Well,
and I still kiss her face.
Yeah. I think the idea is that your body produced it as a means of waste or something that it didn't want inside of it. So it's something that
Not
your
according
body
to
is
my animal friend
rejecting. Well, your animal friend doesn't fucking. We're not gonna get into that. I'm just not even gonna fucking go down that road.
Frank doesn't throw up.
Dude, he does. He's such an idiot. He always does it in the morning. I feel like he does it at like 6 a.m. So I just wake up to him dry heaving, just. And I always try to coax him like into the bathroom or somewhere where it's going to be easy for me to clean up because I have carpets everywhere. Yeah. It's not like your house. There's fucking tile everywhere. There's goddamn carpets everywhere. So he pukes into the carpet all the time. Just pukes all over the fucking carpet. So it's just, God. So then I got to use the carpet cleaner shit, the spot remover, and it's a big pain in the ass. There's just stain remover all over the house.
That's why chemicals were invented, people. Like, I got to tell you, environmentalists, like, baking soda and vinegar can only do so much. At the end of the day.
Yeah, when my dog pukes this much, I mean, Jesus Christ, what do you want me to do?
Baby powder is toxic. That's how I used to get by. Now it causes cancer.
Yeah, we're all dead.
But no, I got a good throw up story for countries all around the world, but I know we're at time. So I want to share one more.
Go for it.
It was Flagstaff. It was San Francisco Street, Cottage Avenue. It was Beaver. I don't remember. It was a nightclub, some type of dance hall. It came all out because I wanted to take shots like a big boy, but I couldn't take shots like a big boy. Not to tie the masculinity, patriarchy thing around it, but bottom line is I messed that bathroom up. And I feel bad about it. And I'm really fortunate that I was able to recover and close that night.
ABC.
Because sometimes
no M&Ms that night.
Sometimes you got to vomit and move on with the day. It ain't no thing but a chicken wang.
You got to rally.
Something's in my body. I got to get rid of it. And I recover.
And then just move on. Yeah. It's out.
Yeah. Take that, COVID.
Yeah. Suck a dick. Just going to puke that COVID up.
I will puke COVID. If it comes in my body, I'm going to puke that shit up. I'm going to move on with my life.
There you go. There's your fact of the week on the Catch the Sky podcast.
I know you got a story like that, though, T.
What?
Closing.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for reminding me. That's right.
It was a good story.
Oh, yeah. I almost forgot. The Mike's Harder story. Jesus Christ. So Mike's Hard Lemonade came out with a Mike's Harder variant, which came in pounders of all sorts of different flavors. And this was in the sugar juice era of drinking. So before all these stupid fucking seltzer waters and everything came out, people were drinking all sorts of Four Locos and fucking Mike's Harders and all sorts of crazy just sugared fucking heart attacks in a can. I drank 4 of these bitches in an hour, went to the fucking porta potty and just, oh my God. Porta potties are already disgusting as it is. So you just walk into one and you want to puke anyway. So it wasn't hard. Mm-hmm. Just puked all over the inside of that thing. And then when I came back, we were at this campground, which was adjacent to a racetrack where we were watching professional motorcycle races at. And my buddy that was there had been talking to this chick for the majority of the night. And we decided we're going to go back to our part of the campground and have a little fire. And he was trying to close with this chick all night. I made work in about 20, 30 minutes and then was just rocking the back of my Jeep for the rest of the night. Just scooped her up and was out. Rallied. And my poor buddy was just left to his own devices. Always be closing. This is my
ABC.
MO, Safe. I come in like a bat out of hell. Nobody sees me coming. And I just scoop her off her feet. Next thing you know, she's on her back, legs in the air.
ABC.
But before I go off on too much of a tangent, I think that's a good place to wrap things up.
I think that's 30 minutes on puke. I think we're good.
Right?
We could go back and actually edit some of that out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's only so much puke that people can handle, right?
Oh. Well, we've wasted another 30 minutes, 20 minutes. I don't know. I can't believe, to the listeners, we appreciate that you stuck around for this highbrow conversation about vomit and puke. We love you. We love you for hanging in. We're on social media. What else could we talk about? You tell us. We'll talk about anything, obviously. We're whores.
Absolutely. Give us your suggestions on Instagram or Facebook by searching for the Catch the Sky podcast. You may also find us on Twitter at CTS Terry or at CTS Saif. Until next week, try to limit how many times you puke. If you start puking up any blood, I would recommend calling your physician. Yeah.
Or get on YouTube. That's where the answers are.
Yeah. Or YouTube, whatever your HMO covers. So until next week, everybody, keep trying to catch the sky.